We searched everywhere for Grandma Willow, printed out her photo, plastered it all over town, asked neighbors and random strangers if they'd seen her, but no one had a clue. It was like she had just vanished into thin air. Things got even weirder when we reported her missing to the police.
Are you sure she didn't just run away? I mean, from her voice message.
I know what it sounded like, but why would an elderly woman just run away? How do you explain the trashed house? It's been hours already. Please help us find her. The wind howling through my curtains jerked me awake. Wait, didn't I lock that window before bed? No way the wind opened it, right? Suddenly the room dropped to Arctic levels, and then I heard it. A low, eerie wail. It was like straight out of a horror movie. My heart stopped as a figure appeared in the corner floating, wearing this creepy white gown, and her eyes dark and hollow, bored into mine. I tried to scream, but it was like my voice got stuck in my throat. I was beyond terrified, and I couldn't even move. Then I heard her mumbling something that I couldn't understand and slammed her fists against the wall. Then she started coming near me, and my brain went blank, except for one last thought. Oh, no! I should have listened to Grandma Willow! Hey besties, I'm Clara, and if you think you have heard scary stories before, think again, because this one, it's personal. Once you hear it, it will never leave you. Welcome to Confessions Diary. Hit that like and subscribe button, and let's dive into some serious mystery tales. My dad left us when I was just a baby, so Mom moved back in with Grandma Willow, her mom. We lived in this tiny house, and Mom was always gone, working like crazy to pay the bills. Meanwhile, Grandma Willow, let's just say, well, she wasn't your typical cookie-baking grandma. Nope. She had even more energy than most teenagers, and for some reason, she and Mom could never stop bickering. It was like an Olympic sport for them. One time I was 5 and Mom had just finished working some ridiculous 36-hour shift. She came home looking like a zombie, and Grandma Willow? Oh, she lost it. Why do you work so much? Just get yourself a rich man and be done with it. Ugh, that's rich coming from someone who's living off of me. Why don't you go find a rich man or get a job, Mom? Oh, and who would watch my little pumpkin while you're slaving away for pennies? Me? Work? Please, I've earned my retirement. Ugh, some retirement. Maybe if you actually saved some money, I wouldn't have to work double shifts to keep up with your expenses. Oh, low blow. What do you even know about hard work? You wouldn't survive in my shoes for 5 seconds. Mom didn't even bother to respond. She just stormed off in her wrinkled uniform, mumbling something about losing brain cells every time she argued with Grandma. Why do you and Mom always fight, Grandma? Grandma Willow bent down, her voice suddenly soft, like she was letting me in on the world's biggest secret. Oh, sweetie, don't mind us. Your mom is just, stubborn. But I'll tell you one thing. When you grow up, don't be a loser like her, okay? Be smart, and make sure you marry a rich man. Life is way easier that way. What's a rich man like? As I grew older, Mom got busier and became even more scarce at home, but Grandma taught me everything I needed to learn to survive. How to fix a bulb, repair a leaking sink without calling a plumber, DIY projects on how to build cabinets from scratch, DIY home decor projects, and by the time I was 12, I could make fancy shelves from cardboards. Grandma Willow even encouraged me to set up a social media account where I would post all my DIY projects, and I got a lot of followers. How cool! You gotta learn how to make things happen, okay? I thought you said I need a rich man. Ah, true, but here's another secret. Never trust anyone, especially people who live in big houses. Big houses are always haunted, so steer clear. Honestly, half the things Grandma Willow said didn't make sense to me. It made me wonder what kind of wild life she must have lived. And when we weren't painting or doing some random DIY project, we played her favorite game, I Have a Secret. Grandma would always say, everyone has to have at least one secret, Pumpkin. We'd take turns guessing each other's secrets, but she always figured mine out, and I could never guess hers. It was like she had a superpower. One time we were on the bus heading to the market, and of course she started the game again. I have a secret. It's good, it's bad, and it's nowhere in between. Can you guess? It's a fruit you hate, but you eat it anyway, like a kiwi? Oh no! Now your turn. The thing with Grandma's secrets, she never let me guess again if I got it wrong or even gave me a better clue. Ugh, so mysterious, that woman. Okay, I have a secret. It's bitter, it's sweet, and it's super mysterious. Hey, that's me! Aw, you always guess mine right. We'd laugh at how ridiculous some of the secrets were, but deep down, I always felt like Grandma Willow had real secrets, like big ones. And when I turned 16, those secrets turned my whole world upside upside down. One day when I came home from school, the whole house looked like it had been hit by a tornado. Mom was sitting on the kitchen floor, clutching her phone like it was the only thing keeping her together. Mom, what happened?
I came home and everything was like this. Then there was this voice message on my phone.
Sometimes you have to break things to make things. I love you. Take care.
What does this even mean? Where is she? Her phone is off, or her stuff is still here. Where is she, Clara? I always told her to.
I hugged Mom tight, and about 1,000,000 questions ran through my brain. Why would she just leave like that? Was this random, or did it have something to do with her secrets? And where on earth were we supposed to even start looking for her? Mom, pull it together, okay? We're gonna do whatever it takes to bring her back. We've got this. We searched everywhere for Grandma Willow, printed out her photo, plastered it all over town, asked neighbors and random strangers if they'd seen her, but no one had a clue. It was like she had just vanished into thin air. Things got even weirder when we reported her missing to the police.
Are you sure she didn't just run away? I mean, from her voice message.
I know what it sounded like, but why would an elderly woman just run away? How do you explain the trashed house? It's been hours already. Please help us find her. The officer squinted closer at Grandma's photo like he was seeing a ghost, and then he said the most insane thing ever.
I don't know, but her name sounds really familiar. And her face.
Wait, what? He didn't say anything else, just promised to look into it and call us later. I wasn't holding my breath, but when the call came in a few hours later, what he told us shook my entire world.
So, turns out there was a warrant for your grandma's arrest a couple of years ago, but she disappeared before anyone could catch her. The charges are unclear, but the warrant is still active.
What? Grandma Willow cannot be a criminal! No way! This has to be a misunderstanding. Grandma Willow's secretly on the run? Was she framed? Was she living a double life? No! The officer clammed up, refusing to spill any more tea, and left us in total darkness with no answers and still no grandma. Mom was devastated, and she cried for days. She went from angry to sad, especially because she felt like she didn't know anything about her mom at all. And I realized I didn't know her at all either. Over the next couple of weeks, things got even more bizarre. We asked for help from literally everyone we knew, but people either hung up or slammed the door in our faces. Like, seriously? But I wasn't about to give up on Grandma Willow that easily. Since Mom wasn't exactly making big bucks to hire a private investigator, I decided to get a job myself and start saving up for our very own Find Grandma Fund. After a few cringe-worthy interviews, I finally landed a job to do some DIY projects over the summer break because the employer had come across my DIY Insta page and wanted some stuff done. I was excited because he offered pretty good pay, but when I reached the place, I got the shock of my life. It was the creepiest looking mansion I had ever seen. And get this, it was the only building in sight. The place was completely isolated, standing alone like a forgotten relic. Even from the outside, the place gave me the heebie-jeebies. It was like something straight out of a horror movie. But hey, desperate times, right? Little did I know, this mansion had secrets that were just waiting to mess with me. Right before I could even knock on the door, a loud bang came from inside. Huh? What the hell was that? Okay, this is not the time to freak out. I reached for the door handle and swung it open, but the door was heavy. And between that and my giant backpack, I just lost my balance and bam! I face planted right on the floor.
Ugh, finally! You sure took your sweet time. Get up. No time for this nonsense. Emmett, hurry!
Wow. I hadn't even introduced myself yet, and I was already on her bad side. Just then, the most gorgeous guy I'd ever seen ran in.
What do you have here? A dead body or something?
What? No! It's, my tools, and a few cans of paint, maybe 5.
5? Jeez, alright. I'm Emmett, by the way. And that lovely lady stomping around is Miss Mandy. She's Mr. Locke's personal assistant.
Clara, I'm here to do some DIY projects around the house. He then brushed off some dust from my shoulder, and I just couldn't stop blushing. I'm here for work.
Right. Well, let me show you to your room before Miss Mandy starts breathing fire. Trust me, it's not fun.
As we started walking, I finally took in the place. The mansion was breathtaking. The kind of place you'd expect ghosts to throw fancy dinner parties. Creepy, sure, but stunning at the same time. This house is... wow.
Yeah, it's something all right, but full of mysteries. I wonder what kind of secrets it holds.
Huh? Just then, on top of the fireplace, I saw the biggest portrait I had ever seen in my entire life. The woman in the portrait looked oddly familiar and intimidating, and her eyes seemed to be following me everywhere I moved.
Creepy, huh? They say she haunts this place, and at night she sneaks into your room to Steal your soul.
Yeah, right. Very funny. I knew he was just messing around with me. But what happened later that night? Definitely not a joke. I should have listened to Grandma Willow. I'm gonna die in this creepy house. Oh, thank God. It was just a dream. But it felt way too real. And the ghost? She looked exactly like the woman in that portrait. Why did she look so familiar? Was she trying to tell me something? As I pieced it all together, a loud creak came from outside my door. My heart stopped. I hit the lights, grabbed my pillow, and whispered, "Whoever you are, I have a hammer, and I know how to swing it." Grandma Willow always said, "Catch him by surprise," so I flung the door open and swung. Emmett? Oh my gosh, are you okay? What are you doing here in the middle of the night?
Ugh, I heard you screaming. I came to check on you. Didn't think you'd break my nose.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I had this horrible dream. I explained the dream to Emmett while I put a cold press on his nose in the kitchen. Is this house haunted or something?
By Miss Mandy, maybe.
Oh my God, she walks around like an angry ghost, right?
Totally. But seriously, I feel like something really tragic happened here.
We talked for hours. Turns out Emmett's in high school too. He's working here as a summer gardener to save up for college. And me? Well, I didn't exactly tell him the whole reason I was here. By the time I woke up, Emmett was already mowing the lawn, and Miss Mandy was slamming cabinet doors like she was auditioning for Angry Housekeeper of the Year while mumbling bitterly to herself. As soon as she saw me, her face immediately turned red.
Do you know what time it is, Sarah?
It's Clara. Plus, I hardly slept. This place is…
Enough yapping, Clara. Start in the library. It looks like a freaking pigsty in there.
Miss Mandy was clearly always in a mood. But as I passed by that creepy portrait from my dream, I froze. Was it just a coincidence, or was there something more? And why did it look like someone tried to move it?
Don't! Don't you dare touch it!
All right, chill, Miss Crazy Pants. But seriously, why did she freak out so much over a portrait? I hadn't been to many libraries, but this looked like someone had run over it with a bulldozer. Were they trying to fix it or break it? Anyhow, I got down to business and Emmett checked in from time to time. A few days later, I was done fixing all the shelves and building new cabinets and drawers. And while I was shelving all the books in the newly fixed cabinets and shelves, a newspaper article caught my eye. It was news about a freak car accident that killed Mr. Locke. Wait, then if Mr. Locke is gone, then who's the Mr. Locke moving in here in a few weeks?
Oh, that's Simon Locke, the original owner of this house. I'm not sure about the other Mr. Locke that's moving in.
Hey, is it a habit of yours to sneak around people like that? You almost gave me a heart attack.
I'm sorry. Hey, you're really good at your job. This place looks good as new.
Yeah, whatever. Is this the day he actually died? Simon Locke?
Well, I hear they never found a body, but yeah. Why?
The date of the car accident triggered something in me. I immediately called Mom, and she confirmed my suspicions. Grandma Willow had disappeared the same day Mr. Locke got into an accident. Oh my God, there is no way this is real. Is it all a coincidence?
What? What's going on?
Desperate to find more answers, I searched through all the documents and books I could find in the library while Emmett looked at me like I'd lost my mind. A few searches later, photos fell from one of the books and my jaw dropped. In the photos was my grandma and who I imagined was Mr. Locke holding hands, looking at each other lovingly. Most were from when Grandma was young and she looked exactly like the woman in the portrait. Then in others, she looked like the grandma I knew. Grandma and Mr. Locke? But one photo was recent, and behind it were the words, "I have a secret. It's alive. It's not. It goes a long way." Grandma Willow, who are you?
Wait, that's your grandma?
Yeah, the portrait. Sometimes you have to break things to make things. That was her last message. It's the portrait. The portrait had gotten my attention the moment I walked into this house. I had dreamed about the woman in the portrait and she was banging the walls trying to tell me something. And now the message on the most recent photo of Grandma Willow? Oh, I had so many questions and that portrait had to be the answer. And thankfully, Emmett agreed to join me in this. That night, I searched all around the portrait for buttons to press or something, but there was nothing. Then it hit me. Break it to make it. We have to break this wall.
Wait, what?
Help me put this portrait down. As soon as the portrait was down, I grabbed a hammer and knocked over the wall where the portrait was resting, which turned out to be made of cardboard. And inside was this tiny compartment holding a safe.
Wow, I never would have imagined. How did you?
The security code. We need a security code. By now, my mind was going at 1,000 miles an hour, and I was just punching codes from birthdays to important dates to Grandma or numbers she may have randomly mentioned, but nothing. Then,
hey, there's some numbers here.
Surging with adrenaline, I punched in the numbers, then click, the safe opened. And inside, more recent photos of Grandma and Mr. Locke and a couple of letters. I instantly started reading one of the letters, and what I read next made my head spin. What will unfold? A truth that could shatter everything. Don't miss the second episode, where the past returns to haunt you, and everything you thought you knew will twist into a nightmare. What horror secrets do you think Grandma Willow was hiding?